Blame on me.
Oh, there we go. Good morning, everyone.
Ronald,
I
two
don't want to
Ronalds.
scare you so early in the morning here. uh, but uh, what I'd like to do is give you some real pointers on using your tools and some of the things to do to, uh, let's say, reduce your expenditures and increase your income. And some of the principles that I always teach is never spend more money than you're making. Uh, that way, you always have a profitable business. And in the beginning, of course, when we start a business, we're going to spend more money than we're making because we're starting our business. But thereafter, in the operation of your business, you want that principle to go on because our whole objective is to accumulate wealth and earn income. And we accumulate wealth by the products that we buy, uh, any product that we buy, as long as it's silver and gold. And because we know that those products have value and they are always increasing in value. Now, why can we say always? Well, it's the basic principle that the government prints up money like it's going out of style. And as long as they print up money, paper, like it's going out of style, your gold and silver always going to increase in value. It's increasing in purchasing value. And that's why it's very good to learn one simple thing. See, I do teach people to carry around their tool set, but this is the easiest tool set to carry around with you. It's a $1 bill and a 1 ounce silver eagle coin called a silver dollar. Now, uh, this is also something that you can talk to total strangers about. Meaning total stranger might incidentally meet them for the first time. I did this yesterday. We were getting all new uh, smartphones updating, and the young gentleman that was helping us was 34 years of age. Now we have a lot of little downtime because you're transferring, you're trying to initiate your phone, you're trying to transfer data from your old phone to your new phone, and and that takes time. And so there's conversation time. And so part of the conversation was I pulled this out and I simply asked him, and I put this in his hand right there. Now I've got my little electronic black glove on right now because I'm going to do some whiteboard drawing with you. And I put that in his hand and I asked him if he knew what it was. And he said, no. I said, well, kind of read on it and tell me if you think it. And he says, well, it's a silver coin, a silver dollar. Hmm. See, 34 years of age, he has never seen one of these ever in his life. He's never held one in his hand in his life. They're just not around anymore. And I said, uh, you're young. Uh, Let me ask you a few questions. I mean, you know what that is? He said, oh, yeah, $1. And I said, now that's what you're saving. That's what you want to have more of, right? He said, absolutely. And I said, that's why I work here. And I said, really? I said, but you don't even know what this is. He said, right. Well, it's silver dollar. I know now. I said, okay. Now, I'm not going to talk about 1913 because you probably didn't even learn any of this in history and they don't teach it to you anyway. But uh, I know you weren't around in 1965 because you're only 34. But I graduated from high school in 64. So I kind of know a little bit about this. I said, this, and we're going to talk about something you know about, okay? I said, this and this in 1965 bought exactly the same thing in milk. It bought a gallon of milk. I said, but this is, let's fast forward. And now I know you remember 2019. That's just a couple of years ago, right? And he said, yeah. I said, well, this, how much milk do you think that would buy you in 2019? And he said, well, not much, if any. I don't know. I said, well, yeah, you probably could buy a little small sample size, container size, but you're not supposed to buy sample sizes. I said, but do you know what this would buy you in 2019? 5.1 gallons of milk. Now, they both bought a gallon of milk in 65, but now this one won't buy you hardly any milk. And this one buys you 5.1 gallons. But that was 2019. This is 2021. I said, now, you're saving all this kind of stuff. Do you know what this buys you in 2021? This won't even buy you a taste anywhere. You'd agree. He said, yeah, I agree with that. You probably couldn't get anyone to give you any milk for $1. Bill, but this bought you over 7 gallons of milk in just a short 2 years. So I said, what do you think you should be saving? He said, well, obviously those things. And I said, but see, you're not taught this. I said, I'm with a company that teaches you these things. And it is a very young company, and it's all on the internet. And you can do things on your phone. Now, he's a stranger to me. I'm only, talking smartphones with him. I said, I'll tell you what, I know you know these things pretty well. So why don't you give me your name and your cell number? I knew his first name. It was Stephen. I said, yeah, I'm gonna add you to my contact. I want to show you something. I want to show you how I can introduce you to how you can get this at cost. And if you're going to want to buy it, you want to buy it at the lowest price, right? Yeah. And I said, okay. And you can actually earn income because they pay me a significant amount of money to do what I'm doing right now with you. He said, really? And he said, well, it takes me a lot of I got to sell a lot of cell phones to make $1,000 a week. And I said, really? Hey, can you make $1,000 a week selling cell phones? He said, yeah, it's hard, but yeah, I can do it. It's I got to work a lot of hours. I said, okay. I said, let me just show you. And I pulled him up. I put him in my phone, and then I opened up the 7K app, the Wealth System app. That little blue one right there, that 7K app. And I opened it up, and I showed him. I said, well, I'm going to watch this. I just put you in my phone, and I went in here, and I imported him into the app. And so there his name was. He saw it. And I said, now watch this. I'm gonna click on your name. I'm gonna click on share, and then I'm gonna click on share again, and I'm gonna click on present, and I'm gonna pick this little wealth strategies video, and it's gonna give you an executive summary. It's about 18 minutes long, and I'm gonna text it to you. There's the little text. I showed him the whole process, and I said, now you'll have my contact information, but I'm going to text that to you, and you just watch it whenever you want. And if you can watch it, and then he pulled it up on his phone. Well, the link didn't work, but he already knew, since he had an Android, he was copying and pasting the link into his browser before I had to tell him. And so he copied and pasted it into his browser, and up came the video. And it showed, you know, how he could become a member. He could watch more of it. I said, look, you can just watch this anytime you want, but you see, you can watch other video. You can just keep watching videos until you don't have another choice to watch a video. So you can learn a whole lot about this. And he said, well, you know, if I click on that, I can just become a member. I said, yeah, just like Costco. And you get to buy gold and silver at dealer direct cost. And you can earn income. They'll tell you how to do that, just like I do. And I make much more than $1,000 a week, by the way. And I'm 74, and I'll have fun at this. And that was it. I dropped it. I didn't say anything else anymore about gold and silver. Now, he had more questions, but I said, oh, you need to watch the video. Need to watch the video. Need to watch the video. And then we went away because we were in Costco, and so he already knew what membership meant. He already knew about that part when we had that discussion. So I just wanted to tell you that if you are doing 7K and you're not with this tool set all the time, then you're not going to become a goal real quick. Okay. and you're going to pass up a lot of opportunity to share this with someone that you may incidentally meet during the day, and that someone will be in someone else's 7K business because you forgot to share with them. So that's just a little tidbit of what I call how to introduce the business to 5 people a day, 5 days a week. Okay, because that is your whole way of making money in this business. It's what I call touches. And this is not trying to convince people to get in. You're just going through your entire contact list in your phone with a small text or a small video sample with maybe even your added words. I'm excited about this. Take a look. I want to see if you see what I see. Any kind of things like this, but always make it short and sweet, not 4 paragraphs in a text, okay? Because that will not work. People are too quick, too fast today. They want to see things. But if you're making 5 touches a day, 5 days a week, you will be developing this business because you're building a pipeline. And a pipeline is what this business is all about. And a pipeline that you can follow up with. But in this first pass, and if you can go through 300 people really quick this way, you're going to have 10 or more in your business. That's just facts. That's just facts within that first month. And let me just tell you something. To make $500 a week in this business takes 1 on the left and 1 on the right. And then a team that you put together of at least 5 on the left and 5 on the right. That's 10. So you don't have to get but 2. But then that team of 5 on the left and 5 on the right is going to get you a $500 check. And so once that team starts duplicating, they duplicate that process, because if you want to be a copper, you've got to personally involve 4 people. And to be a copper, they've got to have an associate on their left, an associate on their right. So what is that? That's 2 each added to that. And then they have to have an extra person on the left and right. And so we start accumulating teams at each level of rank promotion. And all we're duplicating is that basic copper. And that's why I do a business family pack. Because with a business family pack, you start out as an associate. You find one person through this process on your left and right that starts like you, does what, then you are a copper. And that's exactly what you're looking for, is everyone to duplicate what you're doing. Now, some of the tools that I want to show you today in optimizing your business, I've done detailed trainings on them, but I'm gonna put quite a few together for you today. And one of them is what I call, and I'm gonna share my screen as we do these things, and get into, so you can actually see what I'm doing. There's some great tools that I want to just kind of go over a little bit, that if you learn how to use these effectively, instead of you answering questions, you learn how to use 7ktoday.com. And 7daytoday.com is going to give a great overview of the company, gives the company leadership, it gives products, all different products. You don't have to explain all these things. You just say, you have some great questions. What I want to do is point you to 7K. You can send them the link. You can encourage them to go, and then you can call them back. And then look at all the different coin collections. Then look at the vault report. Say, encourage them to read one. If you have a vault report where you have been promoted, you're recognized in that rank in that vault report, get them just kind of brief that one. They'll see your name in that vault report, okay, where you achieved a certain rank. And so pick out that, know that vault report and know it's on there, so you can encourage them to click on that and at least kind of take a quick glance at that vault report, because it gives an overview of what goes on inside the company. And so nothing better than getting inside information, okay? And so learn how to use the 7ktoday.com to answer questions as a tool to send people to, because that's duplicatable. And if you're answering all these questions, you become the expert to a prospect, then you're going to have a harder time getting that prospect to join your business, because they're busy. Everybody's busy. No one has time. And so they've got to perceive that whatever you're sharing with them, they can actually fit it into their life without encumbering a lot of extra time in them. And that's why we use tools to answer questions and duplicate things. See, the other thing I'm going to encourage those of you that were part of the Salt Lake City, if you're not already gone and established your membership in Stack and Sell, do so, because you at least just want to get your membership done and you're part of the beta test. But this is what's coming for the future, and it's going to be tremendous, because see, it's going to help you answer all these questions when people say, well, I can buy this there and I can buy that there, and all these price comparisons. And I've given quite a bit of training on that. But you could go in and you'll be able to do like I am. I can go into the marketplace and say, I'm going to just show you an example of how our coins, the exclusive ones we have that we get to buy in the autosaver, that really earns us income, develops a residual income, lets us accumulate wealth. We also are diversifying, because these are collectibles. They gain value faster than bullion. And if you've given the example and you know this really well, the example I just gave at the beginning, you know this real well, you can refer back and forth, because see, in 2019, that dollar bill wouldn't even buy anything in a sample, except maybe a sample size container of milk, but that 1 ounce coin bought 5.1 gallons. But in 2021, less than 2 years, hey, that same 1 ounce coin buys 7 gallons of milk, but that won't even buy taste. So that increases in value. That's its purchasing power. So we know that. So they understand that without thinking very hard. But then you show them, hey, look, I just bought this Montana butterfly. It's a unique special coin for $139. And look, it's marketing for at least $606. But nobody's going to sell it for that price. I mean, that's the minimum bid price on it. Okay. And so I get to show them, and I only bought that a few months ago, or, I can walk in and say, here's a new series that, I mean, we have to compete to try and get it, because there's only 500 of these coins, but that Julius Caesar cost $349, but look, it's selling for $844, and that was just a couple of months ago, and so, you've got to have some products that you can just kind of relate to people with, that you have, that you own. And I'm gonna show you another one. See, this is the MS-69. You and I couldn't even buy that. I mean, that was available for just a little bit of time. But this is the Idaho Opelousas. Okay, the specialty coin. We paid $139 for it. I did at $500. Wow. Now, some of you that are very new, you're all trying to get the Liberty coin, the Miles Standish coin. And so here's the 1 ounce. Now, we paid, as members, we got first dibs on these things, and they're so limited, 1,868, that represents a year of these MS-70. We pay $199 for them, and look at it. $668, but you can't buy it for that. They're going for over $750 is what they're going for. And but if you get the 2 ounce coin, go to the 2 ounce Liberty. That's this one right here, MS-70. We bought that for $299, $950. They're going for over $1,200 today. The set goes for $1,750 minimum if you have a 1 ounce and 2 ounce. And some people ask me, is that a good deal? I said, well, I'll be honest with you, I'm not selling mine for $5,000. And so I believe that the 1 ounce coin in the future will sell for $5,000 itself. And so we have a very unique situation that we also have an internal market, but we're going to have an external market. And so we have a storehouse of wealth, and we can create a family legacy, because what do the wealthy have they always done? They passed on exquisite art from one generation to the next generation to the next year. Well, this is what this is. Art in a different form. Art in a form that always has intrinsic value, but to begin with, that's the gold and silver in it. Now, this is a coin, Al Capone MS-70. I got for free with my loyalty points, and we're going to talk about loyalty points today, for free with my loyalty points. And look, it's over $220. I mean, you can't, if you bid $219, you will not get that product. Okay, that's the whole point of these things. And so you start bidding on these things, and then that, when it's sold, that establishes the next new market price that'll be put in there. So that's the last one that was sold for $219. in this marketplace. Now, I know people have paid more than that for that coin already, but learning about stack and sell, learning your tools, learning how to use these tools, how to use them to answer questions and objections is your strongest asset. Now, I talked about loyalty points, and I'm going to talk about leadership and loyalty points. And to do that, I'm gonna log into my back office, and I want to show you one of the tools that, in particular, y'all are fast growing organization. So be it fast, be it or whatever, this principle always applies. Now remember, I want you to expend as little dollars to earn as much dollars and accumulate wealth at the same time. So let me give you one principle and something that you all need to work on in the 7K Hawaii Ohana team. And the leaders, you really need to be teaching this and duplicating this. Otherwise, you're going to end up with all your volume in 2 weeks instead of spread out evenly during your business. And that is your autosaver. Every time you enroll a new person, you're active for 32 days. So you need to constantly change your autosaver and you need to constantly change it, because even if you want a product, I'm going to teach you how you can get it, get double points, and still get your product and make more commission. Now, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Okay. So how do you do that, Bob? Well, you manage your autosaver. Now, you go, number one, learn what to look for in your business. And you look at profile, and it's going to tell you, it's going to tell you when you were last active. Okay. And you look right here. Now, your profile is going to tell you quite a few things I'm going to talk about today. Membership renewal. It's going to tell you about your leadership points and loyalty points, and it's going to give you your last active date. So if you notice on mine, if you can read it, it says, I'm going to blow it up so you can read it better. It says 5 days ago. That meant 5 days ago, my autosaver, or I sponsored someone, I did something to generate 15 points or more of activity. It doesn't matter what it is. If I enroll someone, that counts too. If I have an autosaver purchase, that counts too. Anything that generates 15 points or more will reset that active date. Okay. And so then from that date forward, you're active for 32 days. And you want to stay active because you don't want to become inactive. Inactive will lose your rank. It'll lose your loyalty points. You don't want to lose your loyalty points. You'll automatically lose all your loyalty points where you get free product if you go inactive. Don't want to go inactive, not even for a second, because as soon as you go inactive, those loyalty points are gone. They're emptied out. You can't get them back. Okay. So you don't want to lose that. That's money in the bank. I just showed you where I got a free product that's worth over $220. Actually, it's worth more than that, but it's worth over $220. And that's pretty cool. I can get a free product once a month in my loyalty. So last active 5 days ago. So today's the 26th. That must have meant I had my auto shipper on the 21st. And so that's where my auto shipper is set. And we'll just go check it and to make sure that's what it is. And you'll see that, yes, mine was set for the 21st. Oh, heck, they ran out of Silver Eagles again. If you notice, I try to buy on a consistent basis. Well, anyway, my quantity was 5. I see when they discontinue it, they just leave it there, but they change my quantity. I try to buy on a consistent, and I teach people to buy silver on a consistent basis, like they teach you to buy stocks. dollar cost averaging. You're always buying silver. If you're always buying silver, then you're always going to be building up that storehouse of future wealth, and you're accumulating wealth. And you buy what you can afford. I had some people, they only buy one coin extra along with the auto shipper. It's free. You get it for absolute cost because you don't pay any extra shipping. As if you order it separate, then you got to pay shipping. And minimum shipping is $7.99. Okay, for one ounce coin, it's still $7.99. And so, what you want to do, if you want to do that, you just go in and add a product, add a maple leaf, add a whatever. And I'll show you how to do that later at the end of this. The main point, I want to show you how to, save money, maximize your check, maximize your points, and minimize your expenditures. That's pretty cool. That means increase in net profit as you're operating your business. And so if I wanted to change my auto shipper, let's say today I enroll someone. Well, my profile is going to say 0 days because today I become active again. And so I don't want to, let's say if my auto shipper, today is the 26th. Now they already shipped out the thing. So I could go in and change my auto shipper to the 26th now. So they're not going to ship it to me today. They've already done those shipments this morning. So once the shipment's done, I can reset it and I can go in here and I say, okay, I want mine on the 26th. I add it to it, and then it's going to bring up my 26th date right here, and then I can delete my 21st, and now I've reset it. So I won't receive my auto shipper until the 26th of next month. Well, I want to keep mine on what? The 21st, because I'm 5 days. So what comes around 21st, that keeps me at my active date. Let's say you enrolled a person, your auto shipper is set for the 15th of the month, and you enroll a person on the 10th. Okay, a new person on the 10th, and your auto shipper is set for the 15th. Well, your activity is going to start right there when you enroll a new person, and you're 5 days later, you're going to get shipped a coin and it's going to zero you out. So you only had 5 days of activity for that enrollment. No, you go in there, since you enrolled them on the 10th, and you reset your auto shipper to the 8th, a couple of days behind you. Okay, and you reset it to the 8th, so it's not going to ship on the 15th. It'll wait until the 8th comes around, then you spend them out. So you've minimized your expenditures and you have increased your income. Powerful. And then another thing is you're starting to control your auto ship date. One of the things that you want to teach you and your team is not to have all your auto shippers on the 1st and on the 15th. You need them spread out on the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, the 21st, and the 26th. You don't want them all concentrated on 1 or 2 days. I'll show you why in a second, okay? Because I hadn't taught this in a while. I've been so busy building and helping. Some of the basic training that I've done in the past, where we've had evenly distributed volume, has now got haywired again, okay? But easily corrected with a duplicable system if taught and if duplicated, okay? And you will want to duplicate that, and I'll show you why. Well, let's say you enroll another person on the 28th. Well, you got your coin coming up on now the 8th. Well, you don't have to. You reset it again. You can keep resetting your auto shipper every time you enroll someone. Powerful point to remember, and you should make it a natural habit to do such on your main account where you're sponsoring people. Listen, on your main account where you're sponsoring people. If you got a business family pack, I'm going to show you how you can get your coin if you really want a coin, and you can make double volume. and and double volume means you get points 2 times, right? Well, actually, you're going to get points more than that, but where you get double volume, and that increases your pay. It helps accelerate your pay. Okay, so once again, every time you create activity, every time you see in your profile, that's why you should be checking your profile. When you have activity, you should check your profile and see last active. It says last active 0 days ago. That means you became active again. And so you got 32 more days of activity. You don't have to order a coin in that center if you don't want to on auto shipper. In other words, edit it, change it. And so make sure, though, that you're not beyond that 32 days. So it's from this date, and then you put it to the closest date behind this date that you reset your auto shipper. Okay, now, let's say you want that coin. I mean, you definitely want that coin. So you got a strong side and you got a pay side. In other words, you got a bank side and you got a pay side. Well, what you do on that pay side is you got an account over there. And sometimes you need to make it active to keep your rank and to make sure you get that paycheck. Well, you go to that center, okay, and if you want that coin, you don't want to miss that month, and you go to that center, and you once you log into it, you go to your autosaver, okay. Now, if you got an autosaver already added, all you do is hit process now, okay, and it'll order it for you, and it'll post that volume to that center on its pay side, and then it'll post up to your center. You got paid twice. See, if you buy it in your top center, you only get it posted one time. Now you get it posted twice in your group. Or if you're buying in a center even further down in your organization to help make a person active for you, well, you got the coin, you help that person stay active to keep your rank and to keep their rank, and you didn't get a coin on your top center. Hey, but you got your coin that you wanted. And now you created an active, held rank, got points for that person. Those points post up everybody in between you and your center, and it keeps going up, but everybody gets credit for those points. So this is how you learn how to manage your business and treat it like big business, and use the business principles that I teach. Optimize your paycheck, learn how to do it. Don't miss trainings. Understand that every day that we do trainings, you're going to learn another tidbit of how to operate a multi-million-dollar business. Unless you just want to do a hobby, have a little fun, get some gold and silver, and just it falls where it falls. Well, that's okay too, if that's what you want to do. But a person like that has no right to complain, is my sentiments. Okay. So I hope that explains the auto shipper, making adjustments, how you manage it, how you teach your organization to manage it. And we are recording this so you can use this as a training video to help them in one event. Now I have training and deeper down where I get a little bit more detail and only talk about auto shipper, but this is more to the point. Okay, so that handles auto shipper. Let's go back to profile, because many of you in Hawaii don't have this yet, but I'm gonna bring up some points in a minute here. But leadership credits and loyalty points. Okay, loyalty points is where you get credit for points that you're not getting paid on, but you have rank that allows you to get some type of reward for those points. Example, you're a copper or bronze or silver or gold, and let's say today the volume ends and you got 950 points on your pay side and you got a whole bunch in your bank. Well, if you're a copper or above, you can earn on all those 950 points. Now, if you have no leadership points, like me, I have 0 leadership credits, I will get paid $500, and you would too if you're a copper or above, $500 cycle check, and the 450 points would go to loyalty points, all in one lot, because you are allowed that. If you're an associate and you had 950, those would not go to loyalty points. They flush because you could have become a copper. This is your reward for and motivation to rank up. Okay. And so until you get above an associate, $500 is all, 500 points is all you can earn on. And so it will not go to loyalty points. It will not roll over. 500 is all you can earn on, and that's where they go. If you're a copper and above, then you had 950 points. It'll go to loyalty points. You had no leadership. If you have a leadership point or more, they'll use 1 leadership credit and they'll roll those 450 points over to the next week in your commission counter. So you automatically have a $250 check. So you don't have to do anything if you got a leadership point. Let it roll over. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to try and get it to 1,000 or over 1,000. And by the way, if you did, let's say it was 955. 955 on your pay side, lots of points on your bank side, and it's Saturday, midnight, 8 o'clock Hawaii time. That's midnight Mountain Time. And that's when your pay period ends, 8 o'clock p.m. Saturday, like tonight, Mountain Time or Hawaii time, 8 p.m. And so if it's 955 and you have no leadership points and you're a copper, then you're going to have 455 going to loyalty points. Well, here's some options. You know, you can, there's 45 points. There are times that I have renewed some of my business family pack or some of my other centers that I'm for an individual, that I would go in and I would edit the membership in that particular center. You can't do it in your own center, the one at the top, because you don't get credit for your membership point. They only post up. But let's say one of my business family pack memberships on my pay side, where I have 955, I would go in and I would renew that position in a standard 50 points. And I'm renew it. It doesn't change my renewal date. You can renew anytime. And it just, it would change my date if right now, this is June 26th. And if I hit renew now, it would process 150 points today, and my renewal date would change from November 15 to November 15, 2022. So come up 2021, I'm already renewed. I already have points stacked into my counter for my tools. They credits, technology credits. It just stacks them up in there, and I have, like, if I've got 8 right now left, and it add 12 more, it'd be 20. Okay. So sometimes I'd rather get paycheck than loyalty points. Well, that's a decision every individual makes, but I want to show you that that option is available to you. If you know about it, you can manage what you want to do with your business. Okay. So, and I'm looking at my membership right now, my top one, and you would not do it in your top membership. Okay. Because you do not get credit for your membership renewals, only below you. So every position on your left and right below your top center, you get credit for those membership renewals, and they'll post right up. Okay. And so now I've got to, probably this, it's small. I got to get out. There we go. Now, when it comes time for your real renewals in the future, and I have a whole section on renewals training, and I'll do more specifically when Hawaii is approaching that 1 year for the majority port. They only have 5 members that are doing the year training. So what you'll do is you'll keep track of people who are renewing soon, and you will manage your renewals, because it's not an automatic renewal. The company processes them. Anybody that's to renew in the month of June, doesn't matter what their date is, all June. None of them are processed automatic. What we do is we go in and we process our own. And if it isn't renewed during that whole month of June, when different people are due on the 4th of June, the 5th, the 14th, the 13th, the 18th, the 21st, the 28th, the 26th, like today, if no one clicked renew at the end of the month, the company then goes in on July 1st, the first day following the month of renewal, that auto renewals are due. They go in and they process all of them at one time in one batch. Well, you got all those points flowing in on that 1 week, and the first day of the month when you got your most points coming up for your auto ships, because most people end up with the first, because the company, when you enroll, it either goes to the 1st or the 15th, whichever is close, whichever is furthest away from your date of enrollment. That's the way it's supposed to happen. Okay. Now, with that in mind, you're going to understand when it comes renewal time that y'all got a whole nother way of optimizing your check all during the month of renewals, but you got to know who is supposed to renew. I have a whole teaching on that, and I'll teach that in the future. Now, let's go back to the leadership points and the loyalty points. Let's go back again, refresh your memory. If you got 955 points, okay, you want to let them roll over if you got leadership points. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to renew. You don't want to add extra points. You do not want to do that, because if you add, if you add, let's say 955 and 50 points, you make another enrollment. Well, you got 1,005 points then, It's still going to use a leadership point. It's an automatic thing. You can't turn it on or off. That is just a lanyard extra way of maximizing check that the company gifted us with in this comp plan. And so it'll use one leadership point anyway and roll over those 5 points into your commission the next week. Know it. If you're a bronze or above, if you're a copper, you lose it because you don't get a rollover and it won't use your leadership point. Okay. So if you're bronze and above, and we were doing 995 and we added 50, 955 and we added 50, make 1,005. The copper is not cannot get paid on that, so it's not going to roll over. Bronze and above would get paid on that 5. It would roll over and use a leadership point. Okay, so that's how you use your leadership points and your loyalty points and your rollovers, and learning about that and changing your date is what's so important to optimize your check and get the products that you want in hand. One other thing that I want to show you real quickly is in the downline report, and it's very important that you really learn how to use this tool for your maximum benefit. And mine takes a little longer to load because I have quite a few people in my organization. When you look at just actives, that means people are actually enrolled for the auto ship coin. And then you add the inactives to it. Well, they're in and out active, and we all know what that means. So you got over almost 5,500 people in there. And so what you want to do is, though, you always look at just active when you're looking at your business, and you want to look and you want to always check your own personal enrollments. And so you go through here and look at your personal enrollments and make sure you got your 8 if you're a gold, or if you're silver, and make sure you got all your enrollments. And see, I got one that's becoming inactive in 1 day. Well, I'm a gold, so I got to have 8. Well, I'm okay. That could become inactive. It's not going to lose its points. It'll have a grace period before it loses its point, but it will lose its loyalty points if it goes inactive. So that's a very important thing to know. Okay. So this is the quick way to always check if you're going to maintain your rank. And then you look at the person highest in your rank and on your side. And so I have to have a silver or a gold or above on my left and right to be a gold. And so I'm going to look at Pamela just real quick with her. And so she's my silver. If she's got to stay silver for me to hold rank, what I want to look at, I want to look at her personal enrollees. Okay. Everything is personal enrollee. That's all that counts for rank. Whatever happens down below, these people who they sponsor, that is not going to help your rank. You got to look at your personals because that's where your highest rank are. Now, the people they sponsored, for them to hold rank, you got to do the same thing. So I'm going down the rank chain, I call it. And so one of the first thing I want to look at is her personals. I want to make sure she's got at least 5, and she's got more than that active, and she don't have any coming active. She's got more than that becoming active on her left side. So I don't have any problem with that. I want to look at who is going to become inactive in her organization. Okay. And so since I know most of these people, I already know if they affect rank because I've looked at it so many times. And I've got 5 that affect her rank in this list. But I see that's 2 days. I see these are more than, if they were 1 day, that's tonight ends our paycheck. Well, Tonight, this one will go from 1 day to 0, and at midnight, that one will become inactive. Oh, yeah, don't have one more day. This evening, later this evening, that 1 day will change to 0, and at midnight, it goes inactive. Okay, so learn how to read this. That's very, very important. Well, this right here, that affects her, but it's got 2 days, so it have 1 day. So Sunday, that must be activated, meaning an auto shipper done. Let's see if they got auto ship. Oh, well, they don't have an auto ship because it's 2-point thing. That's not going to cut it on auto ship. And so let's look at this one, same thing. So these have got to be tomorrow. I've got to make sure that those people are either ordering coin or I'm going to order one for them. Okay. Or Pamela is, one of the two, because it's worth our while. Because why? We got volume coming in. And if you got volume coming in, I'd rather have some extra coins and volume and get paid. My coins are free. Okay. So I'm accumulating wealth and earning income. As long as I'm accumulating more wealth and earning more income than what I'm paying, I am getting ahead. And that's what I want to do. So I know that was real quick, but our time is getting short. And I did want to go back to the dashboard real quick and bring it all home to you, because I talked about changing your auto shipper date and try. The real thing is everybody sees on your dashboard, you got a bank side and you got a strong side. Okay. Now this is my pay side. So all I can earn is 7,000. And so I'm not going to get paid on that. That's several weeks. So I got to hurry up and start thinking about Bob, because I should have been an executive goal for a while. I got to get Pam. Pamela's got to get back from silver to gold where she was, because I got a gold on my left. So when Pamela was gold, George was silver. And so I'm playing flip flop here. I couldn't get them at the same time. And so we're going to work on that. But as you see, your business will do the same thing in time. And we look at Pamela's, we see it. But as you can see, on the first day of the month, I already have enough coins being purchased in my whole organization that I make a $7,000 check. In fact, I got more there than is needed. That doesn't count renewals. That doesn't count new people. So that's what you call a real residual check. Okay, I basically have the same thing really on the 15th, because I know renewals and new memberships always pumps that up to another week, kind of like the one above. Well, you actually see just with coins alone. Now, if you notice, what you want to do is you want to try and get these all kind of equal. So we've got too much on the 1st and the 15th. They need to be spread out. How do they get spread out? Teaching what I just taught, for you to spend less, make more, and teaching others to do the same thing. It will balance out, because I've done this before, as in this 4.5-year period. And I just haven't taught this for almost a year now. And it's time that we teach it again, refresh our people to duplicate this and make it part of what they're doing, because we were in a big constant building mode here since February 26th. And now it's time to get in maximizing income mode and building wealth mode. Why we build? Because see, your new people will be in a building mode. You are in building, supporting, and maximizing income. That's the leadership training. And so we can look at Pamela's and we have the same effect, except hers is vice versa. Okay. So, because she's on my right side over here. And, and as you'll see, these are kind of growing all on my right side just with points of coins alone. So I need to hurry up and get to executive goal pretty soon. But that's me. And that's not your concerns. That's something I need to do. And with my team. And you're part of my team. Uh, and I hope this was beneficial to everyone. And I hope you start employing it and putting it into good use for you to maximize your check, minimize your expenditures, and thereby increasing your profit in your business as you grow your business and as we develop it around the world. I didn't use my electronic board after all, but uh, uh, have a great 7K day.